So what is this ratio? Ratio, simple thing, is just comparison of two things. But how do we compare this? We compare like we just take two values, right? Let's say that we take a value a, this could be any quantity a, and we take any quantity b. And now if I want to compare it, then how do I compare it? I compare it like this, a by b. So technically when I'm talking about the ratio, then ratio is nothing but it is a comparison by division, right? But over here, listen, but over here what we have to see is that this a and b should be same kind of quantities. What do I mean by that? Like there should be a relation in between them. For example, if you are finding distance, right, and if you're comparing two distance, this is your house for example, right, and this is your school for example, right, this is your house and this is your school. So what will happen in this case? If you are moving from your house to school, in that case you will measure your distance, and let's say you measure your distance as 200 meter. Another case, you are going from your school, from your home to, let's say, to a supermarket, right? You're going to a supermarket. In that case, what is happening? The distance in between these two things is, let's consider 500 meter. Now if you want to compare it, you must have noticed that this value is also in 200 meter and this is also in meter. Both of the values are in meters. What if it was one of them was in centimeter and one of them was in meter? Then I have to make them same. So what is ratio? Ratio is nothing but it's just a comparison by division of same kind of quantity. Simple thing, you are just comparing two values, but you just have to remember this thing, that the quantities should be same kind, and then you can compare it by division. How do I write a ratio? The numerator is written like this and the denominator is written after. This is how you represent a ratio. This represents the symbol. In this case, how do we choose this thing that a is the numerator and b is the denominator? See, yes, it can be b upon a also, but it depends on what is being asked to you and how you are comparing it. For example, in this question, if I have saying a ratio b, then what will I say? I will say the ratio a is to b. The ratio a is to b, right? In this case I'm finding a is to b. If I want to find b is to a, then in that case I will write b upon a, right? So in this case I'm finding a is to b, right? I'm comparing a with the value b, right? Okay, now let's do a question and understand. These are the simple 3 questions over here. I'll do the first one, you do the next 2. See, if I talk about 9, I want to just find the ratio of 9 to 81, right? I just want to compare these two values. If I want to compare them in the form of division, what will I do? 9 to 81, so 9 upon 81. Now what? Now we can simplify it further also if we want. Like if you want to keep it like that, yes you can, but it will be good if you simplify it to the lowest form and then you say it as a ratio. Why? Because then it will be called as the simple whole number ratio. We just have to convert it into simple whole number ratio. So I can convert it. If you see that over here, I can just take 9, or 9 9s are 81, so I can do 1 upon 9, and my ratio could be written as 1 ratio 9. So 1 ratio 9 or 9 raised to 81. You know, this same thing can also be written in one more form. The same thing can also be written in one more form. What could be that? That could be that you divide. See, this is just an extra thing which is not required, but still I'm telling you might be useful. So if I have 9 by 18, in that case I see that 9 is also a multiple of 3, 81 is also a multiple of 3. So I can divide both of them with 3, because 3 is factor of both of them. Now what can I write on the numerator? It could be 3. What will I write in the denominator? It will be 27. So these ratio can also be written as 3 ratio 27. If you want to write, yes, you can write it in this way also, right? But we will choose to write it in a simplest whole number ratio, that is 1 ratio 9. This is how you can solve it as well. Okay, now try up the second one and the third one. So if I now want to solve the second one, then what will I do? 30 minutes to 45 minutes, so 30 upon 45. what will be the HCF of both of them, or we could say what will be the common factor, highest common factor of both of them? We will just divide with the highest common factor, or if you're not able to divide it with the highest common factor, you can just go step by step. How you will go step by step? Or let's divide it with 5. So we know that 30 divided by 5 is what? 6. So I'll write 6 over here. Then 45 divided by 5 is what? It's 9. So I'll write 9 over here. As I said that we are not dividing it with the highest common factor right now, so I see that I can simplify this furthermore as well. How will I do? I still see that 3, it could be divided by 3 furthermore, right? I'll just write this thing separately, otherwise it will become confusing. Somewhere over here like this. For this we will write the answer was 6 by 9. And this could be further written as 2 by 3, and 2 by 3 is the simplest form of this second question. So my ratio will be 2:3. From this I can also say this thing, that the HCF of 30 and 45 was 15. If you knew that, then it would have been become very easy for you to solve. Now let's do this third question. What is the third question? It says 30 kilometer to 300 meter. I believe that this is very easy question. You just have to write 30 upon 300, because you are comparing 30 kilometer with 300 kilometer, and then you will get 1 upon 10. So your ratio is 1:10.